Well, information remains key to growth and development of any economy only if well managed and preserved. This was the consensus of speakers at the maiden induction and investiture for members of the Governing Council of the Institute of the Information Management. The speakers also noted that Nigeria right now suffers the lack of proper record management, a case responsible for our slow growth. Our correspondent Loretta Choga was at the event in Lagos and now reports.
Law, without fear or favor.
Shortly after the ceremonial part of the event, the speeches flowed. The rapt attention from the audience speaks volume.
The problem of Nigeria is not corruption. The problem of Nigeria is lack of proper records management. We spend billions of dollars trying to chase politicians, businessmen, all in the name of trying to curb corruption or trying to catch up with them. Once people know that if I do this particular thing, they can easily trace it. It can be, it can be traced to my actions and inactions. People would naturally be cautioned.
And continue to exist.
Don't change the channel. The blackout is from the event, one of the problems plaguing Nigeria. A situation linked to government's inconsistencies over the years in maintaining records.
We need to do this, and I challenge all information experts that here. That when we notice something that is going on in our country, we should build it up in such a way that we shall be inspired rather than discouraged. Information about our electricity.
The fact, of course, is that inadequate information has contributed to poor planning and inevitably to policy somersaults in our nation. The assumption we're making here is that by improving the structure, organization, and functions of information systems, of which the libraries, archives, record-keeping systems form important parts, accurate, timely, and relevant information can be obtained, which will have positive effect on the planning and policy making in the public sector.
That I will do to the best of my ability.
With the oath taken by honorary fellows, including the chairman of Channels Television, Mr. John Momo, and fresh members of the Institute, perhaps time to set the agenda right for Nigeria's information archives. Loretta Choga, Channels Television News.
Now, palm oil is an essential ingredient for cooking in Nigeria and has over the years remained healthy for consumption. It may interest you to know that a special palm oil known as Power Oil has been endorsed by the Nigerian Heart Foundation as heart-friendly. Power Oil is from the stables of Dufil Premier Foods PLC. Our correspondent Maria Lala Yusuf reports.
Staff of Dufil Premier Foods PLC and members of the press seated here to witness the official endorsement of Power Oil by the Nigerian Heart Foundation. Many here may be wondering why the foundation would endorse Power Oil, which was introduced into the Nigerian market in August of 2013.
We have to use international standards for laboratories that are acknowledged internationally, both within Nigeria and outside Nigeria. So today, we have enough evidence to be able to see what we are doing today.
Speeches all made, it's time for the main event, the unveiling of the product and handing over of the endorsement certificate.
Most certainly, hand on the offices of Dufil to show that it has to be inclusive. So it is.
The question of whether Power Oil contains trans fats, a lipid notorious for clogging up the arteries, came to the fore.
It is processed and it is manufactured with a good qualities of product, good qualities of machinery, and good quality of practices. So we have a state-of-the-art plant, and we have a very good resources to ensure each and every product that we produce is being standardized. Power Oil is absolutely trans fat free. Reason being is that trans fat is normally being produced through what you call hydrogenation process, which we are not doing it. That's number one. Number two is that power oil is produced with a very fresh fruits of palm oil.
Available in bottles and sachets, power oil is one of only 5 food products endorsed for consumption in the Nigerian market by the Nigerian Heart Foundation. Mary Alale Yusuf, Channels Television News.
Got me thinking there about that palm oil, which really didn't have the color of the regular palm oil. But now the business stories Adeshawa is here for us.
Well, thank you, Sulaiman. That's the power of technology. Well, let's take you through our business story. This hour, inflation rate for February 2014 is expected to decline marginally to 7.95% from 8.0% in January. The financial derivatives company, in its inflation forecast, said the reduction is partly due to the post-festivities drop in purchasing power of consumers. And according to the report also, it is surprising that even after the redemption of the AMCON bonds of 1 trillion naira in December, the transmission effect on prices is still relatively mute. Both the food and non-food basket prices are expected to slide. The National Bureau of Statistics is expected to release the February inflation data this weekend, and the market is already anticipating the impact of the CPI on the sentiment at the APC meeting this month, the first since the suspension of Mr. Sanusi from the CBN. Cadbury PLC has posted a profit after tax of 6.02 billion naira in its 2013 financial year. The full-year audited report released by the company also shows a revenue of 35.76 for the period under review. Meanwhile, the company's profit before tax stood at 7.42 billion naira. The final of the maiden edition of Meet the Executive project, sponsored by the Sterling Bank, is taking place in Lagos, southwest Nigeria. 18 finalists presented their business proposals before a select team of bank executives and observers at the Sterling Towers in Marina. Addressing the gathering, the bank's Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Yemi Adeola, explained that the project is designed to encourage aspiring entrepreneurs to push their business ideas from the realm of ideas to reality.
It's the final of the maiden edition of Meet the Executive, a program developed and nurtured by Sterling Bank PLC. At its inception, this project received over 700 business proposals from small business owners aspiring to play in the big league, and after the scrutiny of the business plans, these 18 contestants made the cut. But before they face the panel, the Chief Executive Officer of Sterling Bank addresses the gathering.
Today, we gather to celebrate and honor those who not only dared to dream, but were courageous enough to share those dreams with a trustworthy partner, the one customer bank, Sterling Bank.
One after the other, these budding entrepreneurs make their presentations.
We want to bring features of our programs of these products that they will bring into Brand TV because they have more mileage for their money, that you're able to project and develop and show people over time what this thing is all about.
We see in Nigeria that wedding is highly celebrated and there are a lot of potentials in it.
With presentations made, some of the panelists assessed the proposals.
They have pretty good ideas, but sometimes I think the challenge is articulating those opportunities in the business. I think they also lack a lot of research and understanding, especially when it comes to numbers.
I have heard one or two fairly good ones. I am hoping for better days ahead.
With a 5 million naira takeoff grant on offer for the winning business plan from Sterling Bank and a 2-day free training in management and business organization, there is certainly every reason for these aspiring businessmen and women to look up to the bank to help them live their dreams.
Still in company news, Nigerian Breweries PLC has hosted its distributors across the country to a lavish award ceremony held at the Intercontinental Hotel in Victoria Island, Lagos. Over 100 awards in business support items were won by key distributors, transporters, and other trade partners of the company. Our correspondent, Kelvin Obete, reports.
Together, we progress is the theme for this year's Distributors Award, with over 600 distributors and trade partners of Nigerian breweries in attendance. Music and comedy are among the attractions lined up to keep guests entertained.
There's a level of money you get, even your parents will be tempted to bear your name. It's just a power of money. Hello?
Distributors are being recognized at district, regional, and national levels according to the volume of sale of the company's products in various categories, including business growth, key transporters, and business rating. Apart from plaques, winners went home with generating sets, over 200 million naira in checks, and thousands of free cartons of Nigerian breweries products. Ifeoma Chukwuka Nigeria Limited won the coveted National Champion Award. The company got the biggest prize of a crystal trophy and a brand new Mitsubishi truck.
I received this award with great gratitude to God for His grace and enablements. To Him be all the glory.
Since the history of the company of Nigerian Breweries since 1946, so that is an outstanding achievement of the distributors and the transporters, and this is a night of celebration and awards.
Everybody that came here today, we rewarded him. We have what we call a loyalty award that we give to all our key distributors for being our partners.
The company says it has kept a steady market growth through success recorded by its distributors in the past years. Kelvin Obete, Channels Television News.
And that's business news this hour. The news at 10 continues shortly.
Well, still ahead on the news at 10, Osaze Odemwingie on fire. Fires a brace against West Ham United in the EPL. That's in sports news. Please stay with us.